Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
In 1939, Yankees first baseman Lou Gehrig gave a speech that gripped the nation, announcing an early retirement from the game after a deadly diagnosis with ALS.
That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for.
Awareness for the disease during a digital age looks more like this, the Ice Bucket Challenge. But behind the laughs are painful stories and struggles with a disease that still has few answers.
All right, guys, next muscle group we're going to hit is the triceps.
For Scott Smith, physical fitness is a way of life,
Breathe out.
a passion leading to ownership of a personal training business in Kansas City.
Part of how I got here was being a high achiever, a goal setter, and I think that's a good thing.
After years of regimented schedules, a growing family, and growing success, it was a small change that triggered a major revelation.
I was interviewing a prospective new client when I noticed I was stumbling over my words more than usual.
Soon after, Scott learned he was one of 5,000 people in the U.S. every year diagnosed with ALS, a disease that weakens muscles with no cure and a life expectancy of 3 to 5 years.
I would say it's probably the worst day of our lives.
For patients like Scott, there is hope on the horizon. Treatments now in trials have helped some reverse the deterioration, enough to walk and even run again.
That's the most I've ran in a long time.
But these trials are expensive and limited to less than 5% of patients.
There's reason to hope, but we don't have access to this, and that is so frustrating.
The Act for ALS bill, on the verge of being introduced in Washington, could change that by allocating $100 million every year to the cause.
We'll do our best to get it through sometime this Congress.
Kansas Senator Roger Marshall is leading the charge to get the bill passed. While lawmakers opposed declined an interview, we went to a UMKC law professor who says the opposition likely boils down to the balance sheet.
Well, I can imagine people who are very concerned about fiscal responsibility might be like, okay, this is a worthy cause, but what if we did this with every disease?
Some doctors also say without FDA approval, there are critical risks to consider when prescribing treatments still in trials.
And this disease, because it's so deadly and so fast, maybe there is some justification for that. I really feel for the patients because they want to try anything.
Wouldn't you consider it privilege?
Without the megaphone of Lou Gehrig or a celebrity entourage touting the cause, the search for a cure continues quietly. Weeks ago, Scott Smith received some good news. Acceptance into a highly competitive medical trial.
My wife and I have been saying that we're going to be a part of the first generation to survive ALS. And this trial feels like we could make good on that promise.
A chance 29,000 ALS patients in the U.S. are waiting on right now.